front of a sellout crowd in Foxborough. More than 68,000 fans waiting to roar their approval for the player who has come to symbolize the heart of a championship football team.
And right end, number 97, Jarvis Reed. At linebacker, number 59, Roosevelt Colvin. At linebacker, Mike Raven. At linebacker, number 50.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. Can you imagine the emotions that must be swirling through the mind of Tedy Bruschi right now? Joy, hope, fear, probably all of those and a lot more. I do know one thing. Susie Culber's down on the field, and Susie, the emotion is almost overwhelming.
Mike, as one of Tedy Bruschi's doctors said, the way he's battled back is amazing. And just by stepping on the field tonight, it's an inspiration to stroke patients. Consider that 8 months ago, his left side was numb. He could barely walk. And while he was sure he could come back from that, he wasn't so sure about his sight. He was partially blind. He couldn't see anything to his left. But he started rehabbing, and the balance came back. And then the sight came back, and then he knew he could play again. In March, he had surgery to seal a small hole in his heart, the likely passage for the blood clot that had reached his brain. In September, he insisted a comeback would wait till next year, but the constant repetition of doctors telling him he was okay accelerated his mindset. Still, he and his wife Heidi wanted to be sure. They saw 10 doctors, maybe more, searching for someone to tell them this isn't possible. Finally, they were convinced. The only difference between this year and next is Tedy would be a year older, 33. Easing the process is that Tedy and Heidi remained on the same page. He explained how her background as a champion athlete at the University of Arizona means she understands his mindset, his desire, the essence of why he's coming back. The father of 3 young boys, even his 4-year-old said, "Dad, the team needs you." Bruschi equates the excitement he feels tonight to playing in the Super Bowl. He'll have to work to calm himself down, insisting, "If I'm too hyped up, I'll be spent before the first series."
Thank you, Susie. What a remarkable beginning to what we all hope will even be a better comeback story. The Patriots and the Bills coming up.
Looking for your chance to score? If you're a Best Buy Reward Zone program member as of September 30th, then you could win a trip to the ESPN studios in Bristol to view SportsCenter live. Log on to ESPN.com now to learn more.
Prepare for the sequel to the best-selling Star Wars game of all time. Fight as a Jedi. Fight in space. Fight the battles any way you want. Star Wars Battlefront 2 on Tuesday. You fight again. Rated teen.
Disciplined investing. It's not about following the crowd. At T. Rowe Price, our independent research means we're not deceived by every market ripple, and we don't chase every fad. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, over 65% of our funds beat their Lipper average. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
King is going all out. Score the new 12-piece BK chicken fries today.
Bud Light salutes the football fans of Buffalo and New England, where the game is always on and the Bud Light is just right.
Welcome back to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough for the Bills and the Patriots and a first-place battle in the AFC East. The defending champions have gone through a brutal early season schedule and a string of injuries to stand at 3-3. That number is a disappointment in these parts, but the fans are a lot happier tonight, Joe, because they get back the heart and soul of this defense, Tedy Bruschi.
You're absolutely right, Mike. Tedy Bruschi has come home to play football, and the electricity and the energy and the excitement in this stadium has been matched by what we've heard about in the locker room and on the practice field. All the players talked about was how great it was to have Tedy back. But they also realized that he just can't wave a magic wand and solve the problems of the bombs that the defense has been giving up. He can help the communication that has taken place. One of the biggest problems they've had is the communication between the defensive line, the linebackers, and the secondary. But I got to believe with Tedy Bruschi back in the middle, it's going to be a heck of a lot better night for the New England defense.
All right, thank you, Joe. You know, the Buffalo Bills actually have a chance to take over first place in the AFC East tonight. But to do that, Paul, the whole team's going to have to improve, and that includes Willis McGahee.
Well, with the ineffectiveness of the Bills' passing game, this offense falls on the shoulder of Willis McGahee, one of the top 5 running backs in the National Football League. The problem is Willis McGahee on the road is only averaging 56 yards rushing per game. And that's not very good. And a week ago, before the Oakland game, he proclaimed himself as the #1 running back in the National Football League. And then they proceeded to hold him to 50 yards. The good news is that the Buffalo Bills win this game tonight. They're at the top of their division, a division they have not won since 1995.
Paul, thank you very much. ESPN presents Visa Skycam, innovative technology that gives you a unique angle no other single camera in the world can achieve. And we're proud to bring it to you every Sunday night. First place on the line, the Bills and the Pats, the kickoff when we come back.
My dearest Lisa, as we enter our first day apart, I already miss you terribly. Believe me, honey, it's no picnic out here. But don't you worry about me. Somehow, I'll get through it. And know in your heart, I will see you soon. Though, I just can't say when. Patrick.
You'll find it hard to come back. The 244 horsepower Pilot from Honda.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Back at Foxborough. Is it just me, or do you get the feeling the whole building is hyperventilating right now?
I know I am. It's so great to see an individual overcome such odds and have a chance to do his first game back.
You know, the nice part about it is he goes out on defense right away, and then all the butterflies are gone. You know, once the ball's kicked off and the first time you hit, it's all over with. It's like the Super Bowl.
Tell you what, I bet those butterflies are flying in formation right now. McGee and Reed are deep. McGee, the #1 kick returner in the NFL, and he'll bring it out of the end zone. Breaks a tackle, gets it out to the 19-yard line. The cheers for Tedy Bruschi as he takes the field for the first time since the Pro Bowl. Kelly Holcomb will run the Buffalo offense as they start from the 19-yard line. It's an offense that has struggled all year. 30th overall, tied for 26th scoring, only 16 points a game. And this is what they hope to do all night. Give the ball to McGahee. The Bills' offensive line has struggled. The injury to Mike Williams hasn't helped. The big right tackle has a bad ankle. Eric Moulds, now in his 10th year, is still a deep threat, but they haven't had time to throw it deep. He's averaging just 8.5 yards a catch. Kelly Holcomb has been very efficient since taking over for J.P. Lawson at quarterback, completing over 70% of his passes. Holcomb under pressure. Had good protection initially, then it broke down. Willie McGinnis with the tackle, but there's a flag in the secondary.
And it's against the New England Patriots. I'll tell you, Holcomb had time to throw that ball, Joe. He can't sit there and just take a whack. He's got to get it out. He said to us last night, I've got to get it out faster.
Holding. Defense number 59. A 5-yard penalty. And a first down.
Veteran linebacker Roosevelt Colvin called for holding downfield. It's an automatic first at the 27-yard line. McGahee is the single setback. Campbell is the man in motion. And Willis McGahee trapped at the line of scrimmage, grabbed first by McGinnis. And Bruschi also in on the stop. The New England defense, they've missed big plays from Richard Seymour. He's out for the third straight game. Jarvis Green in his place instead. Bruschi should have an immediate impact at linebacker. He makes big plays and also makes all the defensive calls. The secondary is injury-riddled. Arturo Freeman, signed just 2 weeks ago, is their 4th starter at strong safety this year. Roscoe Parrish, number 11, is in for Buffalo as an additional wide receiver. He's in the slot to the bottom of your screen. Reverse, Parrish. Hit in the backfield and then buried. Guess who hit him first? Bruschi.
Oh, man. I mean, you can't write this script any better. You try to run a reverse. I don't care if he hasn't played since the Pro Bowl. Here's a guy you don't run a reverse against. Watch number 54, Tedy Bruschi. Look at him play this play. He doesn't make the tackle, but he slows him up.
And that's the one thing that he pointed out to us. He said, once I get out there, I think and I feel that I'll be able to get myself lined up and my teammates lined up to make plays.
And he doesn't make the mental mistakes. He stayed home, made the play he was supposed to. Holcomb, good protection. Throws underneath up to the 40. That's going to be a first down. Parrish makes that grab.
Kelly Holcomb is, I guess you'd call him a journeyman. He's a guy that's been a lot of different places. Originally back was with Tampa. Then he spent some time in Indianapolis behind Harbaugh and Manning when he came in. Then moved to Cleveland behind Couch. And now he started the season behind J.P. Losman. The thing is the rookie couldn't quite get it done, so they turned to the veteran to stabilize the offense.
He is a very accurate passer. He's very smart, understands the offense. He admits he doesn't have the strongest arm in the world, and movement on both sides.
The other thing about Kelly Holcomb is that he is a calming influence. What Tedy Bruschi can do to New England's defense is settle them down.
Full start. Offense number 84. 5-yard penalty. That remains first down.
That's what Kelly Holcomb should be able to do for this Buffalo offense. Now, keep in mind, he's got Jason Peters at the right tackle position starting for the first time. So there are going to be some new pieces up front, and it will take his calming influence to settle him down here.
1st and 15 for the Bills. The slant pass complete out to midfield. Good throw to Lee Evans, the speedster out of Wisconsin. Buffalo's offense has scored the opening drive. They've been great on this.
Yeah, they have been, but I'll tell you what, here's where they're not great. How about 11 straight games without a 200-yard passer? And that one on the bottom just scares me. It's 37 straight games that they haven't had a passer throw for over 300 yards. That is frightening.
That goes back to Drew Bledsoe.
How about in the last 2 games, they haven't completed a pass over 20 yards?
Yikes. McGahee behind Shelton. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Bruschi was in on the stop again.
Now, if you're going to get healthy, if you're the Buffalo Bills offense and you haven't been able to throw the ball down the field, if there's any defensive secondary you should try and get healthy again, it's going to have to be the New England Patriots. Right. They're down 6 defensive backs. They've only dressed 7. Their starting safety, Arturo Freeman's been here 2 weeks, and they've given up a lot of big plays. So this should be a night that should be good for Buffalo throwing the ball down the field.
Freeman was cut by Tennessee on September 1st, was out of football. McGahee lowers his shoulder, dives forward to the 46.
Well, one of the things Tedy Bruschi can do is he can line these guys up. Like you said, I mean, he's a calming influence, and he knows the defense, and he calls them. He can't play their positions. He can tell them where to be, but he can't tell them and show them how to cover.
Yeah, I just wonder how many plays. You've taken 8 months off. Can you play 65 plays? And if Buffalo can keep on driving the ball down the field with runs and smart passes, keep them on the field.
McGahee again. 3. and it'll leave third and a long 3. Wilfork, the nose tackle, and Mike Vrabel, the outside left linebacker, makes the stop. Vrabel, very, very good as a linebacker. He's felt all alone with Bruschi out of there.
Well, just take a look at Willis McGahee. At home, he averages 122 yards per game, all right, rushing. Away, 56.
He's away tonight.
He's away.
Shawn Williams, number 20, makes his first appearance as a third down back. 4 wide receivers. Pressure coming. The pass underneath. They'll whistle the play dead. The ball complete to Lee Evans, but after the whistle. Ron Winter is the official, our referee tonight.
Going to go against New England.
Delay a game. Defense. Performing an unnatural act. Not common to the game in an attempt to get the offense to false start. A 5-yard penalty that results in a first down.
Performing a what? I'll tell you, that sounded a little obscene to me.
Boy, didn't it?
An uncommon act. Bill says, what was
you guys are on your own.
No. Go ahead, Joe. It's all yours.
What was the uncommon act? Basically what it is you make movements towards the offensive lineman, a quick, jerky movement towards the offensive lineman, trying to get him to jump off sides. And that's considered whatever Ron said it was.
Nice drive so far for Holcomb. Pump fake, under pressure, throws it away. That should be intentional grounding as Roosevelt Colvin had it. Did not get that ball back to the line of scrimmage.
And Ron Winter's getting a little bit of help from Willie McGinnis. He's saying, okay, look, this is where he threw it away from.
Well, Ron Winter has the flag out. He hasn't thrown it.
What happens, what's intentional grounding, it means that you are either in the clutches or about to be hit, and you're throwing it into an area where there is not a receiver. He was throwing that ball away to avoid the sack. This should be a grounding penalty. I don't believe they should pick this one up.
And it certainly appeared he was still inside the tackle.
Oh, there's no question. That's the other part of it. You have to be inside the tackle.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. Number 82 is coming back for the pass behind the line of scrimmage.
Take a look at Josh Reed, number 82, is coming back to the pass. That's why Ron Winter waited so long to throw the flag. He had the flag in his hand. He had to be sure that there was nobody to the outside. Now, I know you're not going to agree with this, Joseph, but I'm telling you right now that Josh Reed was coming back, and that ball, if you're going to call, see, there's no in the grasp anymore.
How about if I partially agree with you? And the reason I say that is, to me, it is a very gray area. How close is the ball to the receiver when it hits the ground? Evidently, the officials felt it was close enough.
10th play of the drive coming. It's already consumed 6.5 minutes. This is exactly what Buffalo needed. McGahee, who was criticized the last couple of weeks for dancing instead of hitting the hole, even if there wasn't a big opening there, doing a lot better job tonight.
Well, the thing is, too, is you have to understand about the Buffalo Bills. They've been very good on their first drives. Matter of fact, they've been very good in the first half of football games. It's the second half where they've struggled. So to see Buffalo doing what they're doing in this game isn't a surprise to me. It's just a question of staying close enough so that you can keep Willis McGahee involved.
Sam Aiken, 89, has come into the ballgame. He's the 4th wide receiver on this play. Holcomb down the middle and too high for his tight end, Ryan Neufeld.
Ryan Neufeld is running down the middle of the field, and he's not even looking back at the quarterback. This should have been a completion. Ryan Neufeld never even looked back at the quarterback. Number 82 is running down the middle of the field. Kelly Holcomb sees him. Look at him run down the field. He hasn't even turned his head. Now he turns his head, and the ball's already by him.
Well, that's what happens when you get locked up with a defender. Sometimes you lose track of where you are.
That was Josh Reed. Now, Mormon will try to pooch it inside the 10. Gets a good bounce. And the ball dies between the 6 and the 7-yard line after a 28-yard punt and no return. 7:39 first quarter. The comeback game for Tedy Bruschi.
Everyone talks about how tough their truck is, how much it can haul. build a truck, we like to think beyond the first load, to the second, the third, the fourth. That's why load after load, job after job, year after year, nothing stops a Tundra. Toyota trucks, moving forward.
Some beers are big on flavor. Some beers are easy to drink. But until now, no beer has offered it all. Budweiser Select starts with hand-picked American and Bavarian hops. Budweiser Select is brewed longer for a bold taste that finishes clean. With Budweiser Select, it all comes together. Expect everything.
Take a chance and play your part. Make romance, it might break your heart. But if you think that time will change your ways, don't wait too long. Don't wait.
The NBA on ESPN returns. Sixers Pistons, followed by Lakers Nuggets. Doubleheader coverage begins Wednesday at 7 on ESPN.
Tedy Bruschi already assuming his assistant coaching duties on the sideline, as well as calling out the defenses when he's on the field. And certainly he's already had an impact on that defense. Patrick Pass, who had a career game against Denver. A flag is down. Patrick had career highs in rushing and pass receiving in their loss at Denver.
Boy, and this is the thing, talking to Bill Belichick, that's just bothered him in the running game. Negative plays and penalties.
Holding. Offense number 88. Penalized half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
Christian Fourier, the tight end. Bill Belichick, 3 Super Bowls in a 4-year span. The only head coach to do that in the history of the NFL. Just a remarkable record. And what he has done with the personnel people, Scott Pioli and Bob Kraft, and building this roster here is just remarkable. They have survived so many injuries.
I was just saying, Mike, not just building the roster, but finding people like last year, for example, taking Troy Brown, a wide receiver.
Absolutely. And
putting him in as your nickel back. Now, Troy's been hurt a fair amount this year, so he hasn't had a chance to contribute that way.
Andre Davis, number 18, comes on the field as a wide receiver, and Tom Brady to throw from his end zone. Gets great protection, goes underneath to Patrick Pass, and Pass showing you he is much more than just a blocker as he picks up 22 yards before Terrence McGee stops it.
Yeah, but I don't care who you are. You can't, when you can stand back there. Lawyer Malloy, number 36, is blitzing on this play. On the outside on the left, you see him at the bottom of the screen? He's blitzing. They don't even get close to Brady. Look at, he steps up. He's got all the confidence in the world in his offensive line. He sees Patrick Pass and throws the pass. They pick up a first down. How easy was this?
Too easy. First down at the 28. Pass again. Another flag is down, and if you're wondering why they are featuring Patrick Pass, it's because Corey Dillon has been nursing ankle and knee injuries.
And Stephen Neal, the right guard.
Offense number 61. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Neal, the right guard, did not play college football. He was a college wrestling champion.
Well, he's wrestling with Sam Adams right now is what he's doing. Big Sam in the middle, 335 pounds, is giving him everything he needs. That's the second penalty they've had on a 1st and 10.
Well, he never got in a headlock with somebody that big in the NCAA tournament.
That's not how you get your arms
Not even in the heavyweight division.
No.
Corey Dillon enters the ball game.
New England has already had 4 penalties. Dillon is number 28. Brady, short set, goes out to Givens. And Givens is wrapped up and spun down by Terrence McGee. The Patriots are one of 2 teams in the league with a pair of rookies on the offensive line. Logan Mankins has been a starter from day one. Super Bowl MVP Deion Branch keys a big-time passing game. He's in the NFL's top 10 with 37 catches. And Tom Brady's stature keeps growing. He is now 51-17 as a starter. That's 75% better than any other quarterback in the league. Brady, another short set, another pass to Gibbons. He is picked up and tossed out of bounds at the 31. The Bills' front 4 has not been able to stop the run this year. Aaron Schobel has been their best pass rusher. He has 3 sacks. London Fletcher, a very active middle linebacker, 64 tackles. That's second on the team. And Troy Vincent's move to safety this year has really paid off. He has 3 of the secondary's 7 interceptions. Pass back in at the running back spot.
They're lined up on
Brady, good protection again, intended for Givens, and flying in there was Nate Clements to get a hand on it.
Well, that time Buffalo brought a lot of people, and the thing about Tom Brady lately is if he gets a chance to set his feet in the pocket, he can get more on the football. What happens is you'll see this ball hang a little bit as Givens goes out and makes the cut on Clements. Clements breaks on it, but Brady can't quite get enough on it to be able to beat the defender there.
Well, uncharacteristically, this has become a passing offense for New England. It's number 2 in the league, and that's only because they haven't been able to run the ball very well. Roscoe Parrish is deep for Josh Miller's punt, and it's a good one. Drives them all the way back to the 10. Parrish hemmed in at the sideline. Continues to fight for extra yardage. Out of bounds after returning it. 12 yards off of a 56-yard punt. Buffalo uses up half of the first period on their first drive, but we're still scoreless.
My name is Jim Andre, and I've been a Grover's customer since 1968.
Customer loyalty. It's why at Grover's Electrical and Plumbing, they're proud to serve you.
I had a hot water heater that wouldn't heat. I probably thought was going to buy a new one, and they said, no, it's just an element. They gave me an element, told me how to put it in, worked just fine. So that's the way it's safe for buying a new heater.
Grover's. They don't waste your time, and they don't waste your money.
Grover's. It's worth the drive. It only happens once a year. Ford Truck Month at Dan Weebold Ford. The biggest savings of the year on America's favorite trucks. Save on Rangers to F-750s with prices better than family plan. New 05 F-150 Super Cab 4x4s, $21,995 after rebates. Fuel-efficient 06 Rangers, $12,495. Add features and options and build one the way you want. October Truck Month is the month to buy your new truck, and the Truck Center at Dan Weebold Ford is the place to do it. Dan Weebold Ford, Idaho's #1 Ford truck dealer. Idaho Center Auto Mall, Nampa.
RC Willey has the largest selection of flat panel TVs to choose from. Get into the game. Sony Bravia, the next step in the evolution of TV. RC Willey, one place, so many possibilities.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Dockers. Men, women, home, dressed to live. Budweiser Select. Finally, bold taste meets a clean finish. Expect everything. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. With Visa, you're protected. And Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward.
In New England for the Patriots home game against the Buffalo Bills, and everybody showed up tonight to see Tedy Bruschi. 4 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. Everybody here rooting for Bruschi to succeed, probably even the Buffalo Bills.
Not too much.
Holcomb throws out in the flat, and it's incomplete. Starks over to cover Lee Evans, who has only 17 catches this year. And a guy with that kind of speed, that kind of talent at wide receiver.
And there's a case. Now, that should be a completed pass. Asani Samuels was off. He had plenty of room. All he had to do was make a simple 10-yard throw, and they can't complete it. Now, all of a sudden, you're in 2nd down and 10, and it changes the play calling.
McGahee is the single setback. Holcomb wants a screen. McGahee very patient with those blocks and got it out to the 35-yard line.
Tedy Bruschi in the first series, you think he lost anything at all? I mean, here's a guy, watch the first play, he's up inside on McGahee. That's inside. Now look at him on the outside and Parrish on a reverse. You try to run that at him? I'm sorry. He reads, knows exactly where to go. Problem with that one tackle, though, he just couldn't make the tackle. He will. How about tonight? 8 hits, 4 tackles? That's not so bad.
That's a pretty good first quarter.
And the Bills have only had the ball twice.
Sean Williams is in. Reed pitches to Williams on the option. It was a very nice looking play, but it didn't get anything more than a yard.
Well, this is a play that Joe used to run at Notre Dame. Where did this guy come from?
Came from Newt Rockney. It's a single wing play. There it is, little underhanded off, then you shuffle pass, and it's an option. And you know something? This is what offenses do when they're struggling. I mean, to me, you want to get more out of this play. Mike Mularkey, you know, 12-11 as a head coach in Buffalo, and really trying to find his football team. They've gone through some tough times. They started with J.P. Lossman at the quarterback position, found out it wasn't working. They made the change when the team was 1-3, and now they've started to play a little bit more. Kelly Holcomb's 2-1 as a starter. And it's just, you've got to, to me, that kind of play's got to get more than 2 yards for you. And that young man's going to have a chance to play in this league sometime. But the thing that J.P. Lossman doesn't understand yet is it does take time, and you have to go through a growth period to play this position well.
That play got a first down, pal. That's about all of the confidence.
McGahee moves the pile out to the 40. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, what does it say about Kelly Holcomb that he's lasted 10 seasons in the NFL as an undrafted college player, released 5 times early in his career, and he always seemed to be the backup of these futures of the franchise. It was Manning in Indy, Couch in Cleveland, JP in Buffalo. His first 8 years, he played in just 10 games, and he described it as a never-ending thing in this business. Can't worry about it. When you're out there, you just have to produce.
The interesting thing about it, Susie, when he's gotten a chance, he has always played pretty well. He doesn't have that prototypical arm that coaches are looking for. But go back to the 2003 playoff when he was in Cleveland. Threw for over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns against Pittsburgh. He had another 400-yard game in his career when he was with Cleveland. He could put up some numbers.
And I liked his observation about backing up Manning, Couch, and Lossman. He said Manning sort of knew that he was going to struggle and prepared himself that way. I believe under Couch and Lossman, these kids thought that they were going to be successful, and they sort of fell down, and now they have to adjust with coming from the bottom back up.
Third down, Holcomb from the shotgun. 4-man rush. Throws underneath Moles, makes the catch, and has a first down into New England's territory. We talked the other night to Kelly Holcomb, and he told us about his career as a primary backup.
It was frustrating my first couple of years not getting to play much. I mean, when I was behind Peyton, I didn't get to play much. But these last couple of years was fortunate enough to go to Cleveland, get some good playing time there, and then moving on here, just getting out on the field and being with the guys. I mean, that's kind of what you play for, and that's what you look for, and to try to win games, and that's what we're trying to do right now.
Holcomb. Plenty of time, and there's the comeback to Mold. Then he dives forward, trying to reach the first down sticks.
Mike, watch Moles coming off the line of scrimmage. When he gets Starks even, he puts his hand up, and then he's going to come back. Watch his hand go up as if I'm going deep. Now Starks looks back, and then Moles comes back to the ball and picks up the first down. That's experience.
And Dwayne Starks has been the marked man in that secondary. Denver lit him up a couple of weeks ago for a couple big plays, and Eric Moles, I'm sure, has his sights on making him pay tonight.
Only Andre Reed has more catches and yards in Buffalo's franchise history. Lossman short set, then tries to throw a slant. Good coverage by Starks that time on Lee Evans.
Kelly Holcomb, I mean, he just looked at the receiver the entire way and then waited on it. I mean, it's almost impossible to complete this pass.
Well, let me tell you why he did it, Paul. The receiver never looked at him. You know, it's when you're a quarterback and you drop back and you want to get the ball out quick and the guy's not looking, you can't just throw it. You have to wait.
Hit him in the head with it.
Then it bounces in the air and it's intercepted. That's not good.
Holcomb with time tries to hit Moles on another sideline pattern. Too wide and out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:12 to go first quarter.
Paul, didn't you say earlier that the Buffalo Bills had not thrown a pass over 20 yards, completed a pass over 20 yards in 2 games,
in 2
right?
games.
Well, again, they're not challenging the deep pass against the New England Patriots. To me, you've got to, in every quarter, take 2 shots against every defense, but especially one that's been so vulnerable here.
Didn't Malarkey tell us last night they were going to do that, and they haven't?
Buffalo has had the ball for more than 11 minutes. They haven't scored. New England 2:45. Little floater out to the sideline to Roscoe Parrish. Parrish reversing his field. He's got a chance. Stumbled and taken down at the 28-yard line. What an effort by Parrish.
This is one of those deals where you outrun your feet. You're going so fast your body can't keep up with your feet.
And Tedy Bruschi got a conditioning. Let's run some sideline to sideline. Bruschi's over on the left side. Now they all start coming back this way. Parrish now, there he goes. Almost slips once.
Here's where he outruns his feet. Right?
There they go again.
Holcomb gave him a pretty good block.
That's some great pursuit by that New England defense.
You got to have speed to do that. And you got to be young.
Ryan Lindell will try a 46-yard field goal. He's hit 14 out of 15 this year. That's his second miss this season. Bruschi and company turn him back again with 15 seconds to go first quarter.
Together they stand, poised for action. Anywhere, anytime, even your next football party. The Coors Light Gridiron Cooler Box. 18 16-ounce bottles that hold the same amount of beer as a case. And those big bottles are clad in plastic, so the Coors Light inside stays Rocky Mountain cold. Just ice it up, take it out, and enjoy. The Coors Light Gridiron Cooler Box. Ready to go, ready to play.
What if the air were clean again? Would the grass be greener? Would you live longer? Feel better? What if all cars released 80% fewer smog-forming emissions? Hybrid Synergy Drive from Toyota. The power to move forward.
Okay. Took care of the spark plugs, flushed the coolant. The brakes were shot, so I went ahead and took care of those. Greased and lubed it, cleaned out the injectors, replaced the air filter, the fuel filter, rotated the tires, and changed the oil.
Thanks, honey.
More ASC certified master technicians, the top mechanics in the country, use Valvoline motor oil in their own cars over any other oil.
Did you take out the garbage?
Sure did. Separated bottles from cans. One of the bags was leaking, so I double bagged that. And the roof's going to need some work. I can get to that next week.
You love the NFL. You live for the NFL. And ESPN News is your never-ending source for NFL news, highlights, scores, and stats. All things NFL 24/7. Find it at ESPN News.
Monday Night Countdown at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. It's the best place to get ready for Monday night's action. Then on ABC at 9 Eastern, Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers host the Ravens on a Halloween edition of Monday Night Football. First drive New England had, they threw the ball every time. Patrick Pass gets a run. Pass. May have found a new star here in New England on the offensive side of the ball.
And Michael, it's not that they didn't try and run the ball. They had penalties on it.
That's the end of the first quarter here in New England. The comeback night for Tedy Bruschi. We're scoreless.
Are you ready to rock?
Discover the film Time Magazine calls one of the funniest, most charming, most exhilarating movies in years.
Hurry, Pete! Hurry! Yes! Come on, work!
Chicken Little is full of fun with big, out-of-this-world laughter.
Take the key to the city! Key to my car! Tic-tac!
Chicken Little, rated G, also playing in Disney Digital 3D. Enter the world of Chicken Little and keep the collector 3D glasses. 3D only in specially equipped theaters. Check local listings.
Whoa.
Remember, guys, Tom will be paying with his Visa card. You guys will represent 5 layers of Visa security. Matt, zero liability. Brandon, identity theft assistance. Russ, fraud monitoring.
Why am I fraud monitoring?
What?
Why can't I be zero liability?
Well, Russ, I'm actually zero liability.
Why can't you be identity theft assistance?
I'm identity theft assistance.
Hey, listen, I'll be fraud monitoring.
You? Fraud monitoring?
With Visa, you're protected.
I'm the director.
Well, why can't I be the director?
Everyone talks about how tough their truck is, how much it can haul. But when we build a truck, we like to think beyond the first load, to the second, the third, the fourth. That's why load after load, job after job, year after year, nothing stops a Tundra. Toyota trucks, moving forward.
The NBA on ESPN returns. Sixers Pistons, followed by Lakers Nuggets. Doubleheader coverage begins Wednesday at 7 on ESPN.
Ready to start the second quarter at beautiful Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. A facility Bob Kraft spent $325 million of his own money to build. Very reflective of New England and a great place to watch a game.
Great place to broadcast one.
Didn't it ever? Pass again. Patrick pass. A couple of inches shy of a first down. Ryan Denny, number 92, in on the tackle.
They're just quick handoffs, and what the Bills are doing, they're sending more than 4 guys. And what they're doing is they're running by the runner. That time, Laurie Malloy comes in and doesn't look at the runner. You have to look at the runner first and then go to the quarterback.
And that time, Sam Adams also was on a stunt. He took himself right out of the play. They ran right where he voided from.
Buffalo was allowing 5.1 yards a carry against them. That rush defense, that's the worst in the league. Pass, fumbles the football. The Bills had the best shot at it. They indicate they have it, and they do.
The ball just dropped out of his hands as he ran towards the sidelines. Now, I don't know whether it looked like maybe something happened to his leg. And then, watch this, he's running. Nobody really hits him. And the ball just drops out, and he goes to grab his hamstring. He just dropped the football.
Aaron Schobel with the recovery. Another big break for Buffalo.
The NFL and United Way have been helping to strengthen America's communities for years. Maybe you could give us a hand. Volunteer at unitedway.org.
Had enough? What, are you kidding? Watch this.
The 600 HO, the new champion of performance sleds.
Great news for people suffering from back and neck pain. Finally, there's a treatment specifically designed not only to relieve the pain, but to treat and correct the problem. How? With DTS spinal decompression therapy. This non-surgical treatment has already proven effective.
I haven't had a pinched nerve since I started this. The pain has been relieved, and I can live a better life.
Call our offices today to find out how this new therapy can help you.
Want a tough Ford truck? You got it right now during Ford Truck Month at the Truck Center at Dan Weebold Ford. Want a deal on a crew cab? Here it is. 06 F-250 Super Duty 4x4 crew cab, fully equipped XLT, priced at just $31,995. Add the V10 for only $600. And the best buy of the year at an Expedition is here. 805 XLTs in any Bauer models. $5,000 rebate or zero interest for 72 months. Better than family plan pricing. Ford Truck Month deals at Dan Weebold Ford Truck Center, Idaho Center Auto Mall, Nampa.
0-0. We're in the second quarter at Foxborough. The Bills and the Patriots. This is a game everybody talks about the return of Tedy Bruschi, of course, but this is a game for first place in the AFC East. New England comes in 3-3. Buffalo is 3-4.
And everybody thought, the New England here at home, they're just going to run all over the Buffalo Bills. Well, so far that hasn't happened.
Patrick Pass limped off the field. We'll get a report on him as soon as we can. It looked like it was either a hamstring or a cramp.
Well, Patrick Pass, watch him. It's his left leg, and the ball is in his left hand. Watch what he does. He feels that he just drops the football. And I'm going to tell you something, I have never seen that.
I agree. I mean, I've never seen I've seen a player go to the ground with a bad leg, but there was an instance where he just went to grab the back of his left leg.
And another injury for a team that's already been devastated by them. Pass has been playing because Corey Dillon is not 100%. McGahee, another good run inside the 35. And if you're Buffalo, the frustration is going to start setting in. They have held the ball and held the ball and held the ball. They have nothing to show for it.
Well, the thing about that one on Willis McGahee on that play and the one before, he showed patience in running and then waited for the hole to open up instead of just going there. You know, when coaches say, well, we want you to explode into the hole, but there's got to be a hole to explode into.
McGahee has already carried the ball 10 times for 42 yards. Now they put Williams in to give him a breather. Holcomb dumps it to Shard Williams. And Williams breaks a tackle and gets down to the 30-yard line. Dan Klecko got him.
Arturo Freeman comes up and he thinks he's going to put a lick on him. Watch this. Man, you got to wrap your arms around the guy. Number 25 is Arturo Freeman. You missed the tackle.
And I'll tell you, if Arturo Freeman goes down, they're running out of people. It becomes the linebacker, Donald Davis, number 51, probably winds up playing safety.
Well, he's their fourth starter at free safety this year. McGahee thought about bouncing it outside, then takes it inside for about 1.5 yards. Klecko again on the stop. Remember, they lost Rodney Harrison, their great team leader and their strong safety. He blew out a knee, tore 3 ligaments, so he's gone. And it's gone downhill ever since. There's Bruschi back out on the field. He's played a lot of plays tonight and comes in on 3rd and long.
You just expect him to make some kind of a Bruschi play, an interception, a fumble recovery, a big sack, something that Tedy Bruschi does and has done.
Kelly Holcomb goes to the shotgun. Moulds dragged down at the 23-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. Arturo Freeman again made the stop.
I don't care how long Eric Moulds has been in the league. If you think that you're going to cover him man-to-man all over this field, you're crazy.
And the other thing is now all of a sudden you're reaching the area where the New England Patriot defense has really struggled, the red zone. Teams have been down there 19 times coming into this game and scored 15 touchdowns. That is very uncharacteristic of this New England defense.
McGahee. Oh, really had his legs cut out from under him. Eugene Wilson came flying up from the free safety spot and said hello.
Well, this is the way you make a tackle. Look at this. Watch Wilson come up in here. Look at this, right at the knees, right where you're supposed to hit him. He didn't even wrap his arms around. He just knocked him off his feet.
Whoa, right at the knees, huh, Paul?
Whoa. You're going down. You get hit in the knees, you're going down.
Yeah.
They show blitz. Come with it. It's picked up well. Moulds to the 10. Brought down by Asante Samuel. check in again with Susie.
And Mike, it's no stretch to say that Eric Mold's patience has been tested. During his 10-year career, he's played with 8 different starting quarterbacks, 6 offensive coordinators, 4 head coaches. He talks to Marvin Harrison every week, and Mold is so envious how long Marvin and Peyton Manning have been together. They always know what to expect from each other. For Mold, it's always about making adjustments, and each adjustment takes time.
Susie, he'd love to get a pass for a touchdown here as the Bills are driving. McGahee bounces it outside with that speed, and a good tackle by Dwayne Starks.
This has been some really good offensive play calling by Tom Clements, their coordinator, but some terrific eyes. And you talked about it before, Paul, the patience that Willis McGahee has shown. Does a nice job of getting outside and forcing the corner, Dwayne Starks, to come up and make the tackle. Tom Clements, former Notre Dame quarterback, now the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills. Yes, I did have to get that in there. Don't even look at me. Yes, I did.
2nd and goal. Mold was the man in motion. Holcomb is looking that way. Throws, but it's incomplete. Batted away by Mike Vrabel.
Oh, Mike Vrabel. You know, Greg Vrabel is the only guy that has an interception on this football team.
And that one went for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was in the 2nd game of the year, and Vrabel plays this perfectly. Watch number 50 just move himself back into the middle of the field. He's there to knock the ball away from the tight end. You know, Vrabel is another, he's like Bruschi. They know everywhere to be on the field. They know, they just seem to know where the tight ends are going to be, and they get there before the tight end does.
Tim Ewis had the ball get right to his hands and then was separated from it by Vrabel. Holcomb throws incomplete. If he throws that ball on target, it's picked off by Asante Samuel.
Not only that, we're watching him run all the way down the football field for a touchdown. Trying to get the ball to Josh Reed. Tries to get it to him. Well, you're so right, Mike. If this thing is thrown any higher,
it's gone. It's 100 yards. Now, can Buffalo finally score? They have dominated this game. They've dominated the clock.
What's the score?
0-0.
Oh.
Ryan Lindell missed his first attempt. But he won't miss here. And the Buffalo Bills finally see their good work pay off. They're up 3-0.
Greg has trouble getting up for breakfast. But today, he's in for a treat. Because right now at Jack in the Box, he can try my new ciabatta breakfast sandwich. Lightly toasted ciabatta bread stacked with black forest ham, bacon, eggs, melting cheese, and hollandaise sauce.
Welcome to Jack in the Box. Can I take your order?
Whoa, Greg, put some jammies on.
How do you make the best better? The new 2006 Toyotas are here at your Great Northwest Toyota dealers now. They're just plain better for the way you live, work, and drive, giving you better mileage, savings up to $1,500 cash, or financing as low as 3.9% for 60 months. Get better sales and support from a neighbor you can trust. Better see your Great Northwest Toyota dealer and test drive the new 06 Toyota today. Now at Peterson Toyota in Boise. You and your Great Northwest Toyota dealer, moving forward.
Quinn's Restaurant and Lounge has been a fixture on Boise's Vista Avenue for over 35 years because we believe in quality and service to the customer. We make our full menu available from 8 a.m. until 3 a.m. in our smoke-free dining room, and we serve breakfast all day long.
There's a special party in Quinn's Lounge November 10th. Come celebrate the 230th anniversary of the United States Marine Corps. It's a Quinn's tradition you won't want to miss. Quinn's Restaurant and Lounge is in Boise on Vista Avenue. We'll see you there.
Welcome back to New England. It's a battle for first place in the AFC East. A lot of people wouldn't have thought this would happen at this stage of the season, but it has. New England at 3-3. Buffalo can actually take the lead in the AFC East with a win tonight. They would be 4-4 and the only team that didn't have a losing record, and the ball control has been completely dominating 33 plays on drives of 11 plays, 11 plays, and 11 plays. 17 minutes and 35 seconds. The Patriots, with 8:41 to go in the first half, have had the ball only 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Still, they trail by only 3-0. Ellis Hobbs and Bethel Johnson are deep for Ryan Lindell's kick. Bethel Johnson, who can fly from the 3. Nice cut across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Taken down there, and Tom Brady will bring the offense back out on the field for the defending Super Bowl champion. Tedy Bruschi doing it all tonight, not just playing inside linebacker. He's on special teams as well.
Tomorrow at 11, turn to ESPN News for NFL Monday Quarterback, presented by Coors Light.
The country just got smaller. Southwest has lowered fares on our long-distance flights. See how we're taking low fares farther at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
It's not that you never saw yourself in a car like this. It's that you never saw yourself in a car like this so soon.
Huh.
The Mazda 3 sedan and 5-door. Rethink what's possible.
There's a game they want you to see. Then there's the game we play. Brutal hits and injuries. Cheerleaders and partying. Money and politics. Anything goes as long as you follow one sacred rule. Win at any cost.
Blitz, the league. Rated M for mature.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Mazda, always the soul of a sports car. Miller Lite, on your next beer run, grab some great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. And Verizon Wireless. Watch ESPN Sports Clips anytime on VCast. It's broadband quality video right on your phone.
Beautiful time of the year to be in New England.
Pumpkin time everywhere.
You can have the jack-o'-lantern. I'd like the pies. Corey Dillon checks in. Patrick Pass limped off with a leg injury is what we're told. Gibbons makes a catch, wrapped up in a hurry and brought down. I'll check in with Susan.
Mike, here's something surprising about Tom Brady. He admitted to us that up until the last few games of last season, he didn't really know how to prepare for each week's game. He was watching film but didn't always know what to look for, or maybe he was looking for the wrong thing. Now when he takes the field, he understands every scenario and what defense he might see in that scenario. 110 plays, let's say, in a game plan, he always knows what to expect. That's maturity of a quarterback.
Susie, the other fascinating thing about Tom Brady, he insists he's not a very good athlete. He says he was a backup quarterback on a bad high school football team. He was an outstanding catcher. This pass goes downfield for the tight end Daniel Graham and is overthrown. I think he's a pretty good athlete.
Well, I think we lose sight of the fact that he really hasn't played a lot of football. He's had unbelievable success. He's the youngest quarterback to win 3 Super Bowls. He's really only been a starter 3.5, 4 years.
And he split time in Michigan and college.
And he is continuing to grow and grow and grow. He has total command of this offense, and that's why this team is able to come back at the end of games and win a couple like they did earlier this year.
He was a co-starter, if you will, at Michigan with Drew Henson. Brady on a roll to the near side, had it in the hands of his receivers. Deion Branch couldn't hold it because he was hit by Eric King, number 29, the rookie out of Wake Forest. Bill Belichick not pleased with what's going on with his ball club.
And to me, I watched practice on Friday. I watched a lot of film on the New England Patriots. Uncharacteristically, they have dropped a lot of football in key situations. You catch that, you keep a drive going. Now you got to give the ball back to the Bills. That's the kind of year it's been for them.
And Branch has been having a career season. Parrish. Gets it back to about the 27-yard line. 46-yard punt. 18-yard return and a scuffle away from the tackle.
Spirited divisional rivalry. It's the first time the Pats have played a division opponent. This is
That's unusual. Seventh game of the
season. Well, that means they're going to play 6 of them down the road.
Ron Winter will explain this one to us.
They're pointing in a bad direction for the Bills.
During the kick, holding number 82 of the receiving team. A 10-yard penalty. First down.
82 is Josh Reed. Called for the penalty. That will back up the Bills, and we'll check on the spot when we come back.
Sundays, when the NFL action heats up, switch over to the Blitz on ESPN News. For up-to-the-minute highlights, scores, stats, and post-game press conferences. The Blitz, Sundays starting at 4 Eastern, only on ESPN News.
Folks, hundreds of people save thousands at Mountain Home Auto Ranch every month. Just listen to this.
We, as a company, have bought 5 or 6 vehicles in the last 8 years through Mountain Home Ford, and we wouldn't have done it if we didn't think we got an honest and fair deal. It's been satisfactory all the way around, and we plan to continue to do business here.
'Cause we do business a better way at the ranch. Mountain Home Auto Ranch, Air Base Road, Mountain Home.
Some of life's most memorable moments take place around the dining room table. What better way to make the most of those times than with a new dining set? And where better to get that dining set than Ashley Furniture Home Store during our Time to Dine event. For a limited time, feast on no interest and no payments till 2007, in addition to always low Ashley direct prices on North America's favorite home furnishings. And you can even get the same savings on living rooms and bedrooms as well. Ashley Furniture Home Store. It's time to dine.
In this job, you notice things. Like this new Steak Fanatic pizza. It's a big hit with the guys.
Steak Fanatic pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Man fuel. Cool.
Hey, hurry up! Only 23 figurines left, Hank! They're statues!
They're statues.
Introducing Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza. Angus steak piled on even more steak, smothered in cheese. Buy a medium for just $9.99 and heap on even more Angus steak for just $2. Hit the door. It's Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza.
Back in New England, where the Bills continue to lead the Patriots 3-0. Buffalo in a big hole here. They'll have to start from the 8-yard line after the holding penalty on the punt return.
And if you're the New England Patriots, you've got to come up with some kind of a turnover, some kind of a play. I mean, having 1 interception and 2 fumbles as turnovers in the going into the 7th game of the season isn't going to cut it for your offense.
McGahee off the left side. Nice hold, flag down. So is McGahee at the 15-yard line, and it looks like this one will come back on a holding call.
Holding. Offense number 69. Penalized half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
Mike Gandy, the left tackle. Now let's go to Chris Berman in the studio. A SportsCenter 30 at 30 update. Chris?
All right, Mike, thank you very much. What a huge win for the Giants. They're in first in the NFC East as they batter the Redskins 36-0. Meanwhile, batter the NFC champion Eagles, blasted in Denver 49-21. The Broncos are 6-2. We'll see at halftime with our fastest 3 minutes with our halftime heroes, which might include some New York Giants playing for their hero who passed away this week. Guys?
All right, Boomer, thanks very much. After the penalty, 1st and 14. McGahee on the draw, slips up the middle, and McGahee to the 17-yard line. He is really running hard tonight.
Up until that play on the road this year, McGahee has only averaged 56 yards rushing the ball. Now, up until that play, it was 13 carries for 56 yards. Now he's got 14 carries for 69 yards.
And really, as he goes, this Buffalo Bill offense goes. I mean, they really are geared around him.
It's easy to forget how powerful he is. He doesn't look nearly as big as he's listed. But he's got tremendous speed and obviously more power than you would think. Monty Beisel is in on the stop. They picked up Beisel as a free agent from Kansas City this year.
One of the things you look at is how are they trying to attack this defense. You look and they're running right up the middle of this defense, right where Tedy Bruschi lines up, right where Vince Wilfork, their nose tackle, the young second-year player from Miami, has got to do a better job of anchoring the middle of that defense.
The Bills are doing an exceptional job. That offensive line is built to run block and apparently also built to hold, because there's another flag down. Been a bunch of those.
Holding. Offense number 66. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Benny Anderson, the veteran they signed out of the Baltimore Ravens. Willis McGahee, remember that national championship game in the Fiesta Bowl? He suffered a devastating knee injury, tore up 3 ligaments. The Hurricanes would go on to lose in double overtime to Ohio State. McGahee would need that major knee surgery. His stock obviously went down in the 2003 draft. The Bills took a really big chance. They still had Travis Henry here. They drafted him with a 23rd overall pick, but certainly he is paying benefits. You can just see how talented this kid is.
And Travis Henry had like 1,400 yards that year. I mean, he had an incredible amount of yards, 1,500 yards, and they still went out and got him. And now Travis Henry is in Tennessee.
Holcomb. Out in the flat to Campbell. And the big tight end forced out of bounds by Vrabel.
One of the things about McGahee when they went out to get him, you got to think, what was it, 23rd pick?
Exactly.
They really didn't, you know, in the 23rd pick, they said, you know, this guy is going to be okay. If he comes around, they knew he wasn't going to play. They knew they still had Travis Henry. And they brought this guy in, and they did it right with him. They didn't rush him into anything. When he was ready to play, he played, and look what he's doing now. He's one of the top 5 running backs in the National Football League.
Boy, Tom Donahoe took a lot of grief for that pick, though. Blitz coming. They don't get there. Dump it off to McGahee underneath. McGahee got away from Eugene Wilson and forced out of bounds. Let's check in with Susan.
Well, Mike, back to what Paul had said in the open about McGahee being the self-proclaimed best back in the NFL. His head coach sees him simply as a confident player with no intent to provide bulletin board material. And the improvement, he said, was so evident because early on he was kind of picking his way and not really being patient. Now he's truly hitting it downhill and making yards. It appears that nothing is there. He still manages to make yards. But remember, he's still young, and this offensive line has only had 1 game together.
Well, he's had an impressive night tonight so far, Susie. He has had the Bills on both sides of the ball. Holcomb throwing deep. Incomplete. Could have easily been picked off by Starks. It was intended for Lee Evans, but he couldn't get position.
You know what, though? I like the call, and this is something the Buffalo Bills have to do. It was a first down play. You've been picking up first downs. You feel good about the rhythm. Now you just throw it down the field and give Lee Evans a chance to make it against Dwayne Starks, who has been picked on. So I figure, why not? Let him go try and make a play on it. I like the call. Back the defender up a little bit.
That was only the 3rd ball over 20 yards Kelly Holcomb has thrown since he has taken over as the starter for Losman. Now they'll go to Shawn Williams. And Buffalo Buffalo as a team, 11 pass attempts, over 20 yards. That means the ball's in the air for more than 20 yards. That's unheard of in this day and age in the NFL. But the reason, the quarterbacks haven't had time to throw it 20 yards.
It isn't just Kelly Holcomb. People say, well, the quarterback doesn't have a strong arm. You have to be able to be in position in games to do it, and your offensive line has to give you an opportunity to do it.
Williams and Burns are in there together for Buffalo. And now New England on defense will have to burn a timeout, maybe because of the formation and the personnel they had in there. Down to 4 minutes to go in the half, still 3-0.
Drive a sports car like no other. The Mazda RX-8.
دیگه از من چی میخوای؟ من دوست دارم مرا.
Funk away, Beethoven.
Thanks for the lift. Whoa.
Shut up!
Oh, and another one.
Biggie, no!
100 tunes in your phone, baby.
Hello, Moto.
Tie 7-7. We'll be back after the break.
Beer run. Beer run.
Oh, beer run.
Beer run.
This season, don't miss a thing from your sports or your beer. Grab a Miller Lite with more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs. Miller, good call.
The NBA on ESPN returns. Sixers Pistons, followed by Lakers Nuggets. Doubleheader coverage begins Wednesday at 7 on ESPN.
Back in New England, 3-0. Now that's discipline. You line up in order. Tedy Bruschi, what a return. 30 of 39 plays, so much for any conditioning issue.
He's getting it now.
Well, that whole defense has got to be tired. They've been out there all night long. Holcomb, Moulds, held on. He was drilled again by Wilson, who's had some big hits.
I'll tell you what, this is one of the times when the wide receiver, I don't care how long you played, you go back to the quarterback and let's just say, let me tell you something. You hang me out to dry like that one more time, and I'm going to wrap you in the mouth.
Well, we don't do it on purpose.
No, you don't. But I mean, you got him stretched out, and look at Wilson. That's just an outstanding play by Wilson to be there.
Defensive backs love exposed balls.
You think we do that on purpose, Don?
Bethel Johnson is deep. Low line drive kick. Johnson from the 11. Cuts back a couple of different times up to about the 22-yard line. 10-yard return after a 49-yard punt. Buffalo dominating, but still up by only 3.
The NBA on ESPN returns. Sixers Pistons, followed by Lakers Nuggets. Doubleheader coverage begins Wednesday at 7 on ESPN.
I'm John Miniger with the all-new Team Mazda on the Boulevard. It's fun to drive a new Mazda, and it's even more fun to save money at Team.
Because Miniger Money discounts guarantee the lowest price on any new Mazda. Buy a new Mazda 3 or a B2300 pickup for only $179 per month.
Go Team, save money!
And Team Credit is easy credit. 0 down, get a car. Got a job, you're approved.
It's a short road trip to big savings, the all-new Team Mazda on the Boulevard.
Normally lazy Schnauzer decides to leave his perfectly comfortable home, trot across the street, and tear up a little neighborhood 6-year-old. Now, who's going to do what to whom? And are you covered? Hartwell, Exceptional people, superior results.
Shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, yo. Annabella, get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drops. Just keep swinging and shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that thing, yo. Annabella, shake.
Milk, shakes, and scooped real ice cream shakes and malts. New at Carl's Jr.
For your 25th wedding anniversary, you gave your wife a 3-carat diamond ring. 2 days later, $31,000 worth of ring was gone. Thank goodness it was scheduled. Hartwell, exceptional people, superior results.
Next Saturday night, what a ball game. Two of the nation's best in a showdown. Number 5, Miami, trying to catch Marcus Vick, and number 3, Virginia Tech, atop the Coastal Division of the ACC. College football primetime, Saturday at 7:30 on ESPN. New England, can they get anything going on offense? Not there, as Corey Dillon carries for maybe a yard. Angelo Crowell makes the tackle. Patriots being shut out right now. It hasn't happened in the first half since 2003 at Buffalo, a string of 37 games.
Of course, we know what happened in that one. The Bills just ran all over the Patriots, and then they ran off about 18, 19 in a row. Troy Brown in a sweatsuit.
So many guys hurt for this ball club. Seymour not starting again. Of course, they do get Bruschi back tonight, and that's huge.
Encroachment. Defense number 95. 5-yard penalty. It remains second down.
Now that's encroachment.
That's a big encroachment.
And they're going to find you, Sam.
Look at time of possession. The Bills have had the ball 22 minutes of the first half. The Pats 5. And even if they keep it now, they'll only be up to about 7.
Doesn't matter. They only have 3 points on the board. And that's what's encouraging for New England.
Brady rifles it out to the 41-yard line, caught by the tight end, Daniel Graham, who's got the speed to get down the middle. Coy Wire made the tackle. The converted college linebacker is now a safety. And we have reached a 2-minute warning in New England. Still 3-0 Bills.
It seems like everyone's rushing to get things done faster. But sometimes the best solution is to slow things down. Budweiser Select starts with the finest American and Bavarian hops. Then we brew it longer, giving the beer a full flavor that's easy to drink. Why do we slow things down to make Budweiser Select? It's worth it. Budweiser Select. Expect everything.
Dude, you said 2:30. I called and texted. You didn't get any of my messages?
You guys are killing me.
That's your network?
Yes. Yes, it is. Is that your network?
Yeah.
This is awkward. There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And only Verizon Wireless is America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. One car, one driver, one feeling. The all-new MX-5 Miata. Don't just drive the car, be the car.
Everything you want is here to see. Take a back.
It's an NFL world, and we're living in it.
2 minutes to go, first half. It has been fascinating so far because Buffalo has virtually held the ball the entire 2 quarters, but they have only a single field goal to show for it.
Tedy Bruschi is back for New England, but Takeo Spikes went out a few weeks ago, and Angelo Crowell has had to fill in for him and done a pretty good job. But Takeo's, he is to the Buffalo defense what Tedy Bruschi is to New England's defense.
Exactly.
Going to blow this play dead. New England, as opposed to the long drives that Buffalo has manufactured all night long, 4 plays and a punt, 3 plays and a fumble, 4 plays and a punt. Who does Mike Mularkey facially remind you of?
Buffalo has challenged a ruling on the field on the previous play.
See,
but the pass is complete.
I thought that when it went to 2 minutes, because Daniel Graham had to go down and take this off his shoe tops, it would give Mike Mularkey an opportunity to challenge it. You're into the 2-minute part of it. You've got one left. Why not? Now, there's no question he makes the catch. And because the play started outside of 2 minutes, it is not a booth review. It's got to actually be inside, the play starting inside 2 minutes for a booth review.
But they just had a tremendous amount of time to review the replays in this, and now they challenge it when it seems obvious that it's a catch.
Well, I don't think they have anybody upstairs looking at it. You can't if you're challenging at this point. You could have notified them earlier. You're right. And while they were in break, Ron Winter could have come over and taken a look at it. This shouldn't take very long. You get... There's a shot from Skycam. You'll notice this really isn't even close. That ball's about 6-8 inches off the ground.
Sure. You got both hands underneath the ball. It's a perfect catch.
You get the feeling when you watch the New England Patriots that they're waiting for something to happen to get themselves going. And what they haven't gotten any sparks on defense. You know, three takeaways all year. And offensively, they can't find a big play. They can't get any continuity in the running game.
Well, this isn't like the New England Patriots offense needed a rest. They haven't been on the field.
Right. I was mentioning Mike Mularkey. I think he...
Who's he look like?
Kevin Costner.
No. Well...
Oh,
no.
Boy. Let me move down here.
So. Where you moving? What do you think?
I'll tell you, look, what do you, don't you like? Yeah, I think he looks like Kevin Costner.
You'd say anything he says.
Brady looks like Tom Brady, and he's over there on the sideline throwing passes. He's not wasting any time. I mean, he's been standing around for a long time, so he's warming up. And here's a pass. It's a completed pass. There's no question about it. But Tom Brady's doing a smart thing. He's throwing some balls.
He's completed 5 passes on this drive already.
The ruling on the field stands. The pass is complete. First down, New England. Now, Buffalo is charged with a timeout.
Buffalo loses a timeout. That's no big deal, you would think, at this point. But they lose a challenge as well.
Yeah, but that could have been a very important one in this drive. If they can back them up and it's second down, you hold them, then they don't get a chance to get into scoring position, possibly on this drive.
All that, we're still at 2 minutes. The first down to 41. Brady hit as he throws. That time they had a blitz coming straight up the middle, and it got there.
Well, that's what they talked about. London Fletcher told us yesterday. He said, we're going to get to Brady. We have to come at him right up the middle. What they have to do is that Schobel, number 94, that hits his arm. But the thing that they have to do is they have to come up in his face. They have to make him see them coming.
And
that was Schobel on a stunt. He comes from the right end and comes up the middle.
And keep in mind, you have 2 rookies on the left side that have to make those adjustments. That was Logan Mankins that didn't get that one done.
Andre Davis, number 18, is in as a wide receiver. They give the ball to Corey Dillon. Getting an opportunity to run a little bit. He takes it up to midfield where Schobel got him from behind.
I almost get the feeling that New England needs to go no huddle. They need to change the tempo of this football game. And this 2-minute drill could be the answer for them.
3rd and 3. Brady, quarterback keeper, and he has a first down.
The Bills defense, they weren't even ready. They're walking around. Posey, number 96, is Jeff Posey. They're just walking around.
That's why it's a great play by Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, of course, the big story tonight is the return of Tedy Bruschi, and one of his teammates, Mike Vrabel, told us how it's affected him and many of the other guys on the team, that they typically wouldn't be thinking about things like their estates, their wills, who's going to be taking care of the kids. It's taught them to reevaluate their life. And he said he wasn't surprised by how much Bruschi loves the game and wanted to come back, because there are a lot of guys on this team that feel that way. Willie McGinnis, Troy Brown, guys like that. They're not playing for the money. They've won 3 Super Bowls, and these guys want to leave their mark on history.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Susie, I mean, really, in that meeting when we had a chance to talk to Mike and Tedy, it's a love and a passion for the game. And unless you've had the game taken away from you like some of us have, you don't know how much guys appreciate it and don't want to leave it.
New England trying to drive here in the closing stages of the half. And over the outstretched hands of Andre Davis. The crowd wanted a flag. Nate Clements with excellent coverage.
Well, I'll tell you, they were in Brady's face again, the Buffalo Bills, and what they're doing again is they're coming up the middle. Schobel again was up in his face again, and when Brady, I'm going to tell you, out of the corner of your eye, you're going to see this. Here's Brady going back. Now watch who comes right up the middle. Number 94 is Schobel. He can see him, and that alters what the quarterback does.
Well, it throws, if you want to throw the ball down the field, you have to throw it away from the rushing defender.
A little hand fighting, but nothing out of the ordinary, and no flag on that last play. Blitz coming again. Brady hit as he throws, has this one complete down to the 29-yard line. David Gibbons, a gain of 17. Clock running.
Jerry Gray, the defensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, really deciding that he wants to try and put pressure on Tom Brady. He knows how good he is. Don't give him a chance to stand back there and pick you apart.
Another blitz coming. He throws underneath. This one complete to Andre Davis to stop the clock with 59 seconds. I want to go back to the play they ran on the quarterback sneak. That's an old play. If you have a disciplined offense and a smart quarterback like New England does, you come up to the line of scrimmage, the other guys are milling around, you just snap it and go.
Well, you don't even go on a snap count. It really isn't a quarterback sneak. It's just something that Tom Brady does in that particular situation.
They're moving this ball down there inside the 25-yard line. They still have one timeout left.
Another blitz. He wants a screen. And Dillon can't handle it. The pass was just too wide. They had it set up very, very well.
I'm going to tell you, did they have it set up? Mankins is going to block London Fletcher, number 59. London Fletcher's the only guy that gets to the outside. Look at the blue shirts in there. The ball is just dropped. London Fletcher gets put down. They could have walked into the end zone.
And you have to believe that Corey Dillon has not practiced much. And it's little screen plays like that. It's little touch passes where you don't quite gauge the guy's speed that wind up being incomplete versus complete because
and they don't use him as a receiver very much either, Joe. He's only had 7 catches all year long. Dillon to the 21. Patrick Pass is the guy that they bring in to use a lot as a screen man. Of course, Kevin Falk, another player, is hurt, has been their third down back. Amos Zaraway is the only other guy left, and he was recently signed and has a bad thigh. So they have just been, you know, devastated by injuries in just about every place you can think of, and now they're going to send on the field goal unit with Vinatieri.
Well, you know, I'm just thinking the Buffalo Bills, you know, try to ice Vinatieri, call a timeout.
Forget it.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. So there's no reason even to think about that. You don't ice the ice man.
And they will whistle this play dead because they didn't beat the play clock. So they'll back them up 5 more.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty. And remains first down.
That's the last thing you need is a field goal unit.
And I got to tell you something. That is, to me, that is characteristic of an undisciplined football team. That should never happen to the world champions. It should never happen to a Bill Belichick coached football team. You don't know. How do you get these guys to speed it up? To me, it looks like the Pats are running. They've been in slow motion all night.
Now Vinatieri from 44.
They're going to ice the
Buffalo
ice
will take a timeout. Well, you can't take him into the locker room with you, so why not? But Vinatieri has made more pressure kicks than any two kickers that you can find in the National Football League. And he doesn't get shaken very often.
No, I think the only thing that this does is makes him mad. I mean, now he can kick it further and straighter.
Kick it further?
Yeah, further and straighter.
Well, when you punted, did anybody ever ice you as a punter?
You gonna ice the fat guy?
I know there's only one thing that's on ice around you. I know what that is. Okay. I realize that, but I was just wondering if anybody ever iced you.
Punter?
Let's ice you.
Ice the punter.
You never know.
No, we didn't care.
All right. Well, let me put it this way. They may be icing Vinatieri. It looks like this entire offense of the New England Patriots through the entire first half have been sleepwalking. There's no spark. There's no energy. There's no excitement. And you would think with Tedy Bruschi coming back, you'd hope it would spill over a little bit to Tom Brady's unit and get it fired up a little bit.
And yet if Vinatieri hits this field goal, they're tied at the half.
See, I think they just have to change what they're doing a little bit. Go no huddle. Do something.
And he missed it.
And you have nobody to blame but yourself because your unit got a delay of game penalty. He made the one before, and now he missed that one.
Holy cow.
And all the New England Patriots are doing are continuing to feed the confidence of the Buffalo Bills. He just hooks this one.
From 44 yards out, missed it badly left. And the Bills, who have totally dominated this first half, except for this last drive, are going to take a lead into the locker room, and a stunning turn of events here for Buffalo. Coming up at the half, the Kia halftime show with Chris Berman. We'll have the fastest 3 minutes in television. Boomer's halftime heroes, Nextel points chase. All of that and more coming up on the Kia halftime show. They'll take a knee, and the first half is over. What a job by the Buffalo Bills. 3-0 at the half. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Kia halftime show.
Cole, thank you very much, and happy Halloween, everybody. Thought we'd be festive. Looking forward to tomorrow's big day. Well, the last weekend in October, certainly a big day and a day of heavy hearts at the Meadowlands as the New York Giants honored the memory of the passing of their beloved owner, President Wellington Mara. The fastest 3 minutes then fittingly begins with the Giants game in the division against the Washington Redskins for first place. Moment of silence. Mara's granddaughter, Kate Mara, singing the national anthem. It was beautiful. One of 40 grandkids. Tiki Barber had 206 yards. More on this later, but they destroyed the Redskins 36-0 as every man was just on their game today. Meanwhile, in Denver, Philadelphia's Donovan McNabb was incomplete on his first 12, but he hit T.O. for 91 yards. The Eagles trying to make it a game, but make no mistake, Denver ran for 255 yards. And when Jake Plummer hit Todd DeVoe, it was over. The Broncos humbled the Eagles 49-21. Marion Barber, the rushing star for Dallas, as they beat Arizona 34-13. Congratulations to Bill Parcells, tying Paul Brown 9th on the all-time coaching list with 170 wins. In Detroit, Jeff Garcia, bang, nailed by Tommy Harris in a first-place game in the Norris division. Hunter Hillenmeyer thought they had a touchdown for the Bears in the fourth quarter in a tie game, but it was ruled an incomplete pass, not a lateral. But in overtime, Charles Tillman, no way to rule this anything other than a Bears win. 19-13, they're 4-3. Chris Sims to Joey Galloway. Sims starting for Tampa Bay and San Francisco, 78 yards, but the first place Bucks trail San Francisco. And when Joe Nedney kicked his 5th field goal, surprise, the Niners win for the first time since opening day, 15-10 over Tampa Bay. Bad season got worse for Minnesota. Dante Culpepper at Carolina leaves, knee injury, looks like it could be season threatening. We'll know more tomorrow. Meanwhile, daylight coming, you got it, Delhomme. Steve Smith caught 11 of 201, and the Panthers roll the Vikes 38-13. LaDainian Tomlinson, he's thrown 3 touchdowns this year. The Chargers get back on the winning circuit. Antonio Gates caught 3. Chargers over the Chiefs 28-20. They're 4-4. The Saints playing their first game in Louisiana at LSU's Tiger Stadium, one of 4 games they'll have there. Also homecoming for Nick Saban, won a national title in that stadium, coaching at LSU. Gus Frerotte to Chris Chambers. Time has come today, and the Dolphins win at the Saints 21-6. Kerry Collins to Jerry Porter, twice for Oakland. Collins had 3 TDs. Oakland wins a rare road game at Tennessee, 34-25. Byron Leftwich and the Jaguars off last week. Ernest Wilford, great concentration, tied at St. Louis at 14. But Jamie Martin, screen to Steven Jackson, who ran for 179, scored here on the screen. The Rams win it 24-21, 2-1 under Joe Vitt. Brett Favre picked off 5 times in Cincinnati, appropriately adorned the day before Halloween. Carson Palmer, 3 touchdowns, this one to Jeremy Johnson. But the Packers got within a touchdown late. Brett Favre faked the spike, but in the end, he tried to do too much. Over the line of scrimmage, the Pack is 1-6, Bengals 6-2, they win 21-14. David Carr and the Texans, 0-6, favored against Cleveland. Chances are he'll hit Jerome Mathis with a touchdown. And when Cleveland's Trent Dilfer had this would-be go-ahead touchdown pass broken up by Philip Buchanan, and Dom Capers had won it. Texans for the first time this year.
This halftime show is presented by Kia Motors, the power to surprise.
When we return, our halftime heroes all wore the Giants blue. Every one of them. We'll detail the Giants game and the race for Nextel and other sporting news in a moment.
The Kia Amante has just been ranked the most appealing premium mid-size car by J.D. Power & Associates. Amante owners could tell you why they rated their cars highest in a study that looked at design, content, layout, and performance. But some things just speak for themselves. Discover what Kia owners already know. Lease a new 2005 Amante for only $289 a month.
Roy, this franchise has such a legacy. Do you feel pressure to live up to that? What is it going to take to make it back to the Super Bowl? For you to take up it? How are you gelling with your this year? You feel more comfortable?
I feel great.
And the Cowboys win another Super Bowl title.
You know what? I got to get back to practice.
Just one more question.
Welcome back to the Kia Halftime Show with your host, Chris Berman.
On the NASCAR circuit, Carl Edwards won the race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway today. He's 4th in the overall standings. Tony Stewart increases his lead in the chase to 43 points over Jimmy Johnson. That's the big development today. AP poll is out in college football. Still USC, Texas, Virginia Tech, Alabama, Miami. Number 5 Miami at number 3 Virginia Tech in a big game here on ESPN at 7:45. That's Saturday night. When we return, we might as well just say it to all involved. G-Men! Back with our heroes in a moment.
Motors, the power to surprise. Tomorrow at 11, turn to ESPN News for NFL Monday Quarterback presented by Coors Light.
Earlier this year, the introduction of the all-new Kia Sportage was a big announcement. And new owners liked everything about the Sportage so much that now Sportage has been ranked the most appealing entry-level SUV by J.D. Power & Associates. It's our biggest announcement yet. Discover what Kia owners already know. Lease a new 2006 Sportage for only $199 a month.
NFL fans, you can vote at NFL.com for this year's Pro Bowl team. Yes, you can. With the NFL Pro Bowl ballot, you can help decide which Pro Bowl stars will represent the AFC and the NFC February 12th in Hawaii. Simply log on to NFL.com and pick the Pro Bowl stars. Plus, you can enter for a chance to win a trip to this year's game by entering the 2006 NFL Pro Bowl sweepstakes. Vote for the Pro Bowl stars at NFL.com now.
This is the Kia Halftime Show.
Halftime at New England, Tedy Bruschi back Patriots, but Buffalo circling a couple of wagons, leading 3-0 at the half. Wellington Mara, beloved owner of the New York Football Giants, passed away this past Tuesday at the age of 89. His father, Tim, purchased the club way back in 1925. In short, Wellington Mara saw it all for the Giants and for the National Football League. He touched everybody. He was beloved, and fittingly, the Giants, in an unexpected game for first place today against the Washington Redskins, every coach and every player and everybody in that organization made sure that they were buttoned up today, and boy, did it show, as the fans and everyone in the stadium and everyone who he ever touched honored Wellington Mara. One of his 40 grandkids, Kate Mara, sang the national anthem. Was beautiful. The story told by his grandkids that in his last couple of days, he awoke last week to see Eli Manning hit Amani Toomer with the winning touchdown of the final seconds against Denver. Eli and Amani were at it again. Manning an economical day, but on this day, everybody, they pressured Mark Brunell. They held the Redskins to 34 yards in the first half, 5 sacks, 4 turnovers. The only time Joe Gibbs' team has ever been shut out in the regular season was on this day. Reggie Torber, special teams, causing a fumble. Jay Feely had 5 field goals. I'm telling you, everybody, starting with Tiki Barber, a career-high 206 yards, was buttoned up and playing their best. This was supposed to be a showdown. It was no contest. 36-0, the Giants. Tim McDonald, one of Wellington's grandsons, gets the game ball from Tiki, and the memory of Wellington Mara, front and center, as it should have been today. Congratulations, Giants, Tom Coughlin, everybody, for a job just unbelievably done. Monday Night Football on ABC, the Steelers at home against the Baltimore Ravens, 9 on ABC. Monday Night Countdown here on ESPN tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Hawaiian. Tedy Bruschi's back. Can the Patriots get it going? Defensive struggle in the AFC East. Enjoy the second half, everybody. Happy Halloween.
The NBA on ESPN returns with the Wednesday night doubleheader. Can the Pistons ride their superior team chemistry back to another title? Will the Lakers return to prominence behind a Kobe-Phil reunion? Doubleheader coverage begins Wednesday at 7. NBA Premier Week on ESPN.
At Edmark Superstore, enjoy the refined elegance of a new Cadillac. All models are clearly marked with our best price every day. Come take one for a spin. Edmark Superstore. Buying a Cadillac from Edmark Superstore is truly a no-hassle shopping experience. With our best price every day, it's fast, fun, and fair. Come take one for a spin. Edmark Superstore.
Where every fashion statement ends with an exclamation point. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries.
Whether it's the quality, styles, savings, or financing, it could only be called one thing: super sale. And it could only be at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries.
You hear that? That's the sound of the great steak of Texas, waiting for you right now at Texas Roadhouse. Order up one of our famous hand-cut steaks, each one grilled to perfection for that unmistakable Texas Roadhouse taste. It's great from start to finish, with freshly baked rolls, made from scratch sides, and great hometown service, too. Only remember, if it doesn't say Texas, it's not Texas Roadhouse.
After he had a stroke, 7 months after he had a heart procedure to correct the original problem. Tedy Bruschi is back in uniform for the New England Patriots and playing here tonight. It has been a tremendously emotional evening, even for us. I mean, it was just magnificent to see it. When he came into the production meeting the other day, all of us stood up and applauded. I mean, you can't help but root for Tedy Bruschi, and he's played very well tonight.
Well, you admire what he's doing. The problem is the emotional part of it, the inspirational part of it is over. Now the New England Patriots have to play better football. He's helped in the communication. Certainly the defense looks like it's playing well, but offensively, they look like they're in slow motion. They have to change something offensively to get this New England offense back on track.
And I don't think any of the coaching staff said to Tedy, what do you think about the offense? Is there anything he can do to help the offense?
Well, they
he has
might
really
send
helped
him
the
out
defense.
there.
Well, I would. He's been on the punt team. He's on the kickoff return team. I mean, the guy's just everywhere, and I just like what he has done to uplift this football team.
Well, I wonder if he's going to run out of gas. Had no training camp. He said he's been in shape, but we know what it's like when you train and then actually be in game shape. I just wonder how long he can continue to go. He's played in close to 30 out of 40 plays, so he's putting a lot of time in.
And that entire defense should be tired. They've been on the field virtually all of the first half. Bethel Johnson, 20. Runs into his own man, lowers his head, gets it out to the 30. Let's check in with Susie.
I spoke to Mike Mularkey at halftime about how effective this Bills defense has been against the Patriots. He said the key is getting pressure on Tom Brady, which isn't easy to do, but he said they have been relentless and they've been patient. And I asked him if he's surprised that the Patriots don't seem to be more emotional. And of course he said he's only concerned about the emotion of his own team.
Yeah, he doesn't really care. So he could care less what's going on the other side.
Corey Dillon will start the second half as a running back. Patrick Pass suffered a leg injury. He was the man who started the game in that position with Dillon already nicked up. Dillon will get this carry, bursts up the middle. 10, 12 yards, first down.
You know, in the first half of the Patriots, you talk about some miscues, and you know, when you look at this one with Patrick Pass, now he pulled a muscle here, and he just drops the football. When you say he just drops the football, he drops. And then they have two drops, one to the outside, and these passes are right on target. Dillon should have caught this ball. That would have been a screen pass, and then the missed field goal. But that comes off of the penalty, Joe.
Brady with time over the middle. Givens hit hard from behind and taken down near midfield. It'll be second and about 2. Angelo Crowell got him from behind.
A point that Bill Belichick made to us regarding his offense when we talked about, you know, you're only running for 82 yards a game and ranked 27. He doesn't care. He doesn't care whether they throw the ball 60 times and run it 10 times. He wants to see points on the board. And right now, with the running back situation the way it is, I think they're going to have to put the ball in the air like they have in all previous games.
Dillon, flag is down, and Dillon picked up maybe a yard on that run.
You know, we've been talking all the first half about the New England Patriots defense and how uplifted they are with Tedy Bruschi back. The Buffalo Bills defense, they've shut out the New England Patriots.
They have.
And and they're doing it in a great fashion. They're not getting to Brady. They're hurrying Brady. They had a couple of mistakes on running plays, and thank God New England was called for holding.
Defense number 95. 5-yard penalty and a first down.
That's big Sam Adams.
Yeah, you can't pull a guy out of the hole
to allow another player to be able to make a play.
But, you know, this defense is, for the Buffalo Bills, they've done a great job.
They've had to adjust without their star, Takeo Spikes.
Second straight possession that New England has moved into Buffalo territory. Dillon on the toss. Cuts back. And it looks right now like New England has come out of the locker room with a purpose.
Well, they look like they're in and out of the huddle with a little bit more purpose as well, Mike. I like to look at the way teams attack the line of scrimmage, how they come out of the huddle. What's your body language look like? This team now looks like it's got a more upbeat tempo. And Tom Brady likes to run everything a lot quicker. He's coming out of the huddle now with 19 seconds to go on the play clock, which is good.
Amos Zaraway is in as the running back, and Brady goes to the air. Tom Brady to Deion Branch, touchdown, 33 yards. The Super Bowl MVP was open, and Brady hit him in stride.
Boy, I'll tell you, this is such a pretty pass. It is such a pretty pass because Nate Clements, he catches him looking back in the backfield. And look where this ball is thrown. Just a perfect throw.
Well, Tom Brady pumps to the right, and the arm pump has to make defensive secondary guys move, and that's exactly what he did.
Vinatieri for the point after. 7-3 New England. And they use the opening drive of the second half to march downfield and get the first touchdown of the ball game.
It's jammed or something.
What are you doing?
Step back.
What
are you doing in my car?
Want to get away? Now you can. Just go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines' $39 to $149 internet specials to 60 destinations coast to coast. Purchased by October 31st.
You are now free to move about the country. Looking for a great price on Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith? Circuit City makes it simple. Starting Tuesday, you can get it for an unbeatable price and pick up Star Wars Clone Wars Volume 1 for just $14.99. Tuesday at Circuit City.
You guys have to try.
Friday nights with my best friends. We have one rule. Everyone orders something different.
Now at Olive Garden, new smoked mozzarella chicken, sautéed and topped with melted mozzarella and a sauce of 4 Italian cheeses. At Olive Garden.
You may not have the contract to build the next great suspension bridge, or the workforce to dig the next Panama Canal, and you may not be working on the next big sports complex, but your truck could. The GMC Sierra with the available Vortec Max engineered to the highest standard. Professional grade.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40. Levi's, the original. Find your style at Levi.com. GMC trucks and SUVs, we are professional grade. And Circuit City, for the hottest new technology. Think Circuit City, just what I needed.
That's called water fire. It's a fire sculpture, 100 bonfires on the surface of 3 rivers that pass through the middle of downtown Providence. Never seen anything like it. That's remarkable. Terrence McGee, the NFL leader in kickoffs, is not going to like what that does to his average as he fumbles the thing out of bounds. And Buffalo will start.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. For a free team catalog, call 877-NFL-SHOP.
Only Larry Miller Pontiac Buick Cadillac in the Boise Auto Mall and Larry Miller Caldwell Auto Mall in Caldwell and extended GM employee pricing until October 31st. Larry Miller Caldwell Auto Mall has special GM pricing on Pontiacs, Buicks, and GMC trucks. Larry Miller Pontiac Buick Cadillac in the Boise Auto Mall has deep discounts on Pontiacs like the G6, Buicks, and Cadillacs. Save big, pay GM employee prices. Act now. Offer ends October 31st. Larry Miller Caldwell Auto Mall on the Boulevard and Larry Miller Pontiac Buick Cadillac in the Boise Auto Mall.
When was the last time you shopped for a sofa and found exactly what you want? Be honest. The right size, the right comfort, the right shape, the right cover, the right price? pretty tall order for a conventional furniture store. At Norwalk, we make sure you get it right the first time. Our design consultants make it easy, and you'll get the furniture of your dreams in about 35 days. Visit our website at norwalkfurnitureidea.com, or better yet, just visit our showroom and get what you want. Norwalk, now there's a smart choice.
In this job, you notice things, like this new Steak Fanatic pizza. It's a big hit with the guys.
Steak Fanatic pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Man fuel. Cool.
Hey, hurry up! Only 23 figurines left, Hank! They're statues!
They're statues.
Introducing Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza. Angus steak piled on even more steak, smothered in cheese. Buy a medium for just $9.99 and heap on even more Angus steak for just $2. Hit the door. It's Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza.
12:29 to go third quarter. Patriots score on the opening drive of the second half and lead 7-3 at home against Buffalo. A battle for first place in the AFC East. Kelly Holcomb leads out the offense. Holcomb down the middle. Molds, nice throw, nice catch. The tackle by Asante Samuel. 6 grabs for Molds tonight.
And those are the kind of bigger plays that they need out of this offense. This is an offense that needs to create chunks. You've got to pick up 15, 20, 18 yards in one play. You can't just run 11, 12 play drives. We saw that in the first half, Paul. They had 3 of them. They wound up with 3 points.
Well, every one of their drives so far, they've gotten at least 41 yards out of them. They only have 3 points out of them, but they've gotten 41 yards.
McGahee has already had a big night. Rips off another 10 out to the 45-yard line. 16 carries, 84 yards for Willis McGahee.
See, when you on first down, you throw the ball down the field, even if it was only down the field about 10 or 12 yards. When you throw it down the field, it now makes it defensive secondary think, and it opens it up for Willis McGahee to run, inside. Because if you don't get those linebackers and those safeties out of there, there's no way he can run in there.
Holcomb. Molds! Touchdown!
Another blown coverage in the secondary. You've got the New England Patriots defensive backs all sort of looking at one another. Eugene Wilson was in the middle. Dwayne Starks was another one, number 23, who had the ball thrown over his head. Little quick play action. Look at the middle of that football field. He just hangs it up. There's Dwayne Starks, number 23. Not that it's his fault, but he's the guy that they're going over top of again. And this has happened way too frequently to New England secondary.
And it's hard to imagine that they would have had Eugene Wilson, the safety, going man-to-man against Molds.
Well, all you have to do is say that the team doesn't throw the ball over 20 yards, and they throw it over 20 yards. And you say
repeatedly.
Willis McGahee only gets 56 yards a game on the road. He's got close to 100.
Well, that pass was total 55. Molds gets his 3rd touchdown catch of the year.
When treetops alight in fiery hues and a crisp chill hangs heavy in the air, it can mean only one thing. It is autumn, the season of miracles. A time when skeptics become believers and mere mortals become supermen. Unthinkable yardage yields to missile-like precision. Hulks of muscle and bone fold like a house of cards. Players deemed too small become giants. Distances deemed too long become trifling. Time and time again, the impossible becomes routine. There's a name for belittling the insurmountable. It's called professional grade, a higher standard to which every professional aspires. The same standard to which every GMC is engineered, like the indomitable GMC Sierra HD, with an available 605 foot-pounds of torque, or the incredible Yukon, a full-size utility that handles tight turns with cat-like agility, or the Envoy Denali with 300 fuel-efficient horses, bred for seemingly endless stamina. No matter how you use your GMC, we engineer them all to the highest standard. Professional grade.
You love the NFL. You live for the NFL. And ESPN News is your never-ending source for NFL news, highlights, scores, and stats. All things NFL 24/7. Find it at ESPN News.
The Buffalo Bills strike with a 55-yard touchdown pass to regain the lead over the Patriots. 10-7. We had 3 points in the first half. We've had 14 points in the first 3:51 of this half. Couple of halftime adjustments, perhaps?
I think more blown coverage by New England and excellent execution on the part of the New England Patriots. They better start doing a lot more executing because the Bills are for real.
That was the longest completion of the season for the Buffalo Bills. Bethel Johnson swallowed up before he got to the 20. Rashad Baker, a backup safety, downfield to make the tackle on special teams. Buffalo has regained the lead. They're up by 3 at New England.
The NBA on ESPN returns. Sixers Pistons, followed by Lakers Nuggets. Doubleheader coverage begins Wednesday at 7 on ESPN.
Savings continue at Dennis Dillon GMC. $6,000 rebates or 0% interest on all remaining 2005 Yukons and Yukon Denali's. 2006 Sierra Extra Cab 4x4s, $26,999 or $256 a month. 4-wheel drive 3/4 ton crew cabs, $36,999 or $389 a month. You're gonna love the way we do business at Dennis Dillon GMC Truck. I guarantee it.
Come on, get a Dennis Dillon deal.
Factory Direct Warehouse is located directly behind RC Willey. We're your source for furniture, mattresses, pool tables, and spas. No better way to have fun than in the comfort of your own home. It's now time to set up that game room with a brand new pool table or poker table from Factory Direct Warehouse. Or how about relaxing after a hard day in your very own backyard spa? Come by our 12,000 square foot showroom in Meridian where you always get the best deal. You deserve it. Now you can afford it. Only at Factory Direct Warehouse at Eagle and Franklin Road, directly behind RC Willey in Meridian.
Weather is here, and now is the time to get into a nice warm spa from Leisure Time. Get together with family and friends in one of our quality spas from Sundance, delivering a stress-reducing experience. Our Coleman Spa line is the ultimate instrument in achieving total relaxation, and the energy-efficient Monarch Spa is the quintessential relaxation machine. Leisure Time has spas starting at just $19.99, and you know that Leisure Time is your hearth and home specialist. Don't forget to make your best time Leisure Time.
Buffalo trying to surprise New England and gain the advantage in the AFC East. Let's go to Chris Berman in the studio for a SportsCenter 30 at 30 update.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. As we detailed at halftime, the Giants thrashed the Redskins 36-0 in honor of Wellington Mara, and they are moving to first in the NFC East. Meanwhile, bad gets to worse. A bad loss for Minnesota at Carolina. Possible suspected torn ACL and perhaps other damage to Dante Culpepper, Vikings quarterback. MRI tomorrow. More on SportsCenter after the game, guys.
Well, I tell you, Boomer, if it's going to go one way or the other from Minnesota, it goes the other. It's been a disaster for them with all the bad breaks they've got and the self-inflicted wounds on top of it.
You know, it just, the National Football League, and I've been around this whole thing for 40-some years, and I tell you what, it's the healthy teams that end up in the Super Bowl that win.
Yeah.
And you just can't overcome injuries.
New England being the exception to the rule last year, I think, with the defensive problems they had. And they're again this year a problem. Charlie Weiss has moved on to the University of Notre Dame. By the way, I spoke to him last night. He, you know, sends his best to his football team.
He was sort of happy last night after that contract.
Yeah, he got a new contract extension, and it's great that he's going to be there at the university for a long time. But Josh McDaniel has taken over for him on the sidelines. Now, he's the quarterback coach. I believe that Bill Belichick is still calling the plays, is a part of calling the plays. Tom Brady has a bigger role calling the plays. So this has now become play calling by committee more than one individual like it was with Charlie.
Brady bounced that one pretty much into the ground as he was trying to hit David Givens.
And it's different. It's different for Tom Brady because when he talked about working under Charlie Weiss, he said the buck stopped with Charlie. If you wanted to know something about the offense, you asked Charlie. When a play was called by Charlie, that's the way it went. So now you have a little bit more input from a lot of different people. And I think Tom Brady has had to take on more responsibility. He's had 8 months to adjust to it, but I still think it's going to take the full year till he gets really comfortable.
King 29 and Baker 26 check in as extra defensive backs for the Bills on 3rd and long. Brady, pressure from behind. Lucky he didn't fumble that football, and it's Schobel again, who went well past him, circled around, and came back and got him from behind.
You remember in the first quarter when Brady standing in the end zone, had all that time to throw the football? Well, you don't have this much time. And you know, you talk about the clock in somebody's head, but look at how long he holds this ball. Schobel goes all the way around and then comes back in and gets the sack.
And what a terrific job the secondary did. No one was open for him to get rid of the football. That's a heck of a good secondary, too.
Aaron Schobel has now sacked Tom Brady more than any other player in the National Football League. Jason Taylor had 5. Schobel has 5.5. He just loves playing against New England. We've got a timeout. It's 10-7. Buffalo over the Patriots.
The end of the half. Scored
14-10. This season, don't miss a thing. Bring your sports or your beer.
And we're back for the second
Grab
half.
a Miller Lite with more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs. Miller. Good call.
Who are those guys?
Oh, that's our network. It's the most reliable. Comes with the phone.
Do I owe you?
No, we're good.
Cool. There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And now America's most reliable wireless network has cool Samsung camera phones for just $49.99. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Prepare for the sequel to the best-selling Star Wars game of all time. Fight as a Jedi. Fight in space. Fight the battles any way you want. Star Wars Battlefront 2 on Tuesday. You fight again. Rated teen.
More ASC certified master technicians, the top mechanics in the country, use Valvoline more than any other oil in their own cars.
Kenny, come to bed.
Sundays, when the NFL action heats up, switch over to the Blitz on ESPN News. For up-to-the-minute highlights, scores, stats, and post-game press conferences. The Blitz, Sundays starting at 4 Eastern, only on ESPN News.
We hope you can join us for a full night of football next Sunday on ESPN, starting at 7:30 Eastern with NFL Prime Time. Then on Sunday Night Football, Donovan McNabb and the Eagles go to Washington to take on Flint and Portis and the Redskins at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN in the surprisingly strong NFC East, but both of those teams got whacked today. The Buffalo Bills needed big performances from all 3 of these guys to have a chance to knock off New England, and they are getting it. Holcomb approaching the 200-yard mark, which they haven't been able to crack. McGahee approaching the 100-yard mark. Moulds already has 145 yards on 7 catches. McGahee trying to get outside and cut down at the corner by Asante Samuel.
And those are the kind of plays that the secondary is going to have to make. But if you take a look at our playbook, you see that Eugene Wilson, the free safety, is talking to Arturo Furro. Now, this was on the last series. They're communicating right up until the ball is snapped. Wilson runs one way, Freeman runs the other, and Eric Moulds runs down the middle of the football field all by himself. The problem they're having is communication, and you can see that this is what has to be worked out. Now, Freeman's only been on the roster for 2 weeks, so there is a communication problem.
They've just been devastated by those injuries. Williams out in the flat. He will have enough for a first down across the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
You know what just happened on the last play? We have Eric Moles comes out. They triple covered him. They even brought Willie McGinnis from a linebacker position out to him to cover him, and they left Williams alone. He comes out of the backfield. He's wide open, and they get the first down.
It's something we were talking about this morning, Paul. When you think of the Buffalo Bills, with Moles coming in with 28 catches and Lee Evans with 17, you don't think anybody's going to double cover these wide receivers. But what they're doing is forcing New England to do it now.
McGahee, who has been a workhorse, fumble, pushed back.
Eric Moles, you know, we talked about, you're not, because he's been around for a long time, you're going to try to cover him man-to-man. I don't think so. Eric Moles, not only is he fast, he's got great hands, but his instincts. He's got so much knowledge. Watch this guy. He gets himself in the open field. Now he's going to show you what speed he has after he catches the football. Don't think you're going to cover Eric Moles man-to-man. You're not.
2nd and 10 for the Bills. And that was picked off. Asante Samuel stepped in front of Moles.
We almost saw Asante Samuel pick one off in the first half down around the goal line, but Kelly Holcomb threw it into the ground. This one he throws up. He's looking into the backfield all the way. What a great piece of hands right there. Terrific hands.
This is Kelly Holcomb's fault. This ball should have never been thrown out there.
And that is only the 2nd interception for New England all year. This is game 7.
I say that it's a great defensive play more so than anything, Paul. Not that it was, you know, would take it away from the quarterback, but he was looking in the backfield all the way. Not that I don't agree with you.
He's been very gentle tonight.
Oh, I tell you, he's losing it.
Dillon spins. Vincent comes up to make the tackle along with Lavale Sape, who was hanging on to him, and there's a flag down.
Look, Dillon, you talk about in the first half, it just looked like he was going about half speed. Not anymore, and he is hurt.
Well, and there's a face mask also. They're going to tack on top of this a 15-yard penalty for face mask. Corey Dillon with that extra effort.